What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex. You watching the Ragin Nation show. This is just web series. We're talking about all things that matter to me in the world of movies. And in the previous two episodes, you saw the very first look at all the mutants for X-Men Days of Future Past. I don't know if it's all of them, but it's a lot of them. And now I want to show you a first look at some other cool stuff. But before I show you that, let's talk about a couple of other movies. And the first one we're going to talk about is The Raid 3. That's right, I said The Raid 3 because The Raid 2 is making a lot of positive waves over at Sundance Film Festival. We haven't seen it yet. It comes out on March 28th, but they're already talking about making the Raid 3 happen. Now, Gareth Evans has just been, making a few notes here and there about all the little creative things he can do with all the action, but he hasn't actually written a script yet. Apparently, he's going to be working on the script for the Raid 3 a year later. Now, of course, that is a little bit a lot to talk about considering we haven't even seen the Raid 2 yet, but looks like the plans are to make another sequel and essentially turning the Raid into an international franchise, which is really, really awesome because that would be awesome if they made it into a trilogy. So that ain't happening, or at least the script won't be worked on for a good year. Gareth Evans, he wants to work on some other movies, and if the Raid 3 is successful, which I'm pretty sure it will be, he might be expecting a call from Hollywood to work on something else. Alright, so let's hope that happens. But in the meantime, the Raid 2 comes out in March 28th. Alright, moving on, let's talk about another movie, another franchise rather, a possible franchise, and that is Guy Ritchie wants to make a full a 6-feature film franchise of King Arthur for Warner Brothers. Now, Warner Brothers doesn't really have a big franchise at the moment. Harry Potter is gone. It's made lots of money for Warner Brothers, but it's concluded. It's done. All right? And the next big potential franchise for Warner Brothers is, of course, the DC movies. And that would be like Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, Wonder Man, and all that. But, that ain't happening until 2016. So they got to work on something. And they need a new franchise. And it looks like Guy Ritchie could be the director to make that happen. Because what he wants to do with the King Arthur story is that he wants to spread it over 6 films and make it into a franchise. And we've already seen a King Arthur movie directed by Antoine Fuqua, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, and that was a pretty good movie. I thought it was decent, but it's going to be very different from Guy Ritchie's vision. Apparently, he wants to incorporate a lot of fantasy elements, like magic and other fantasy elements. All right, so that's what's happening, and hopefully his plan is to draw in the crowd that loves those types of movies and also the crowd that loves movies like Chronicles of Narnia. So they're putting that spin on it, and we'll see how that goes. Now, I just think that movies like that, like the Sword and Sandals movies, I like period piece epics. I think they're they're cool to watch if the story is good, right? But I don't think they do that well in the box office. I mean, you got to really depend on international box office for these movies to work. Just because, there was a couple of movies that were big period pieces, Swords and Sandals, big, armies clashing together. And they're expensive to make, but the audience is really like a niche audience. You either like it or you don't. So there you have it. Moving on, let's talk about another franchise, and that would be Riddick. The Chronicles of Riddick franchise is moving on for a 4th sequel, or rather a 4th installment. And Vin Diesel's ready for another sequel. Universal contacted Vin Diesel about the success of the DVD and Blu-ray sales. It's at #1 at the top of the charts. And also with a $35 million budget movie, they made $100 million worldwide. So that's a financial success, and therefore they have a winner on their hands. So I want them to keep on going with the Riddick franchise. Vin Diesel's big franchises, of course, are the Fast and Furious franchise and then Riddick. So I can't wait to see him put on the goggles again because I really like that character he plays. And it's the type of sci-fi movie that I feel that, it's very subtle. but it really is effective in telling a good story, because you don't need like big budget, $200 million budget to make a good movie. Just keep it small and then focus on the characters, and there you have it. Just have a really good concept. So I'm looking forward to the fourth Riddick movie. Now finally, the big reveal that I have for you guys is finally something that we've been waiting for a very long time. For the longest time, there have been no real marketing for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In fact, there wasn't even a lot of leaked footage or anything, right? But now it looks like we're getting our first look at the Turtles and Shredder. Now check this out. I gotta give a big shout out to Ariel Zanabria from the Ragin Nation for sharing with me these photos of these mock-up models of the Turtles. And let me tell you something, they look pretty cool. Now they look kind of you can see there's that alien reptile influence there. They don't look like the previous ones. Obviously they don't even really look like the cartoons. What they look like is a more realistic version of themselves, which is what I want to see. All right. And what's very interesting is that you see all four turtles here. You got Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Leonardo. And each one I find has their own personalities, and they should. And like for example, let's take a look at Leonardo. He's got the samurai armor on him. He's got the bamboo chest armor, and like he looks pretty good. I kind of like the way he looks. Really humanoid looking. And here you see Donatello, and once again samurai armor, you know, the thigh guards and the rest of him. And then you have Raphael and Michelangelo, and you can see there's bandages on him. Maybe Raphael has bandages on him because he's been through a lot. He's gone through a lot of battles, right? Therefore he needs bandages. And I kind of like the fact that they got cloth, you know, around their waist. You know, they cover their man parts, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of cool. And I also like that it's the, you know, the band, that the cloth that covers their eyes. On Raphael covers his whole head, like almost like a towel, or like a bandana. So that's kind of cool. It adds personality. So far I'm liking this. I just never had faith in the director. I don't like Jonathan Liebesman. I don't think he makes good movies. But let's take a look at Shredder. And the Shredder looks exactly the way I want him to look. Now they totally nailed Shredder. Like an updated version of Shredder, that's the way I want him to look for a live action movie, for a new live action movie. He's going to be played by William Fichtner, and let me tell you something. I like the way the Shredder looks, and I also like the way the Turtles look. So far so good. I just hope that Jonathan Liebesman has the right direction for this movie, because oh man, I did not like Wrath of the Titans, and I thought Battle LA was okay at best, but still it wasn't that great of a movie. So hopefully they got it right. Now the fight scenes in TMNT will be inspired from the Raid, so if they can really replicate that kind of awesome choreography, then they got a winner on their hands. But Jonathan Liebesman, he's a guy who's into really shaky camera work, and I can't stand that, especially in a martial arts movie. So there you have it. That's all I gotta say. So hopefully the director gets it right, and all I gotta say is that the Turtles and Shredder look great. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Turtles and Shredder, and also how do you feel about a King Arthur franchise coming about. What are your thoughts and feelings about that, and also what are your thoughts and feelings on a fourth Riddick movie? And there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. I'll see you next time. Peace. So there you have it. William Stryker also appeared in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Moving on, we have Warpath. I'm not completely sure who Warpath is. I have no